Japan's controversial whaling fleet has set sail on a mission to kill up to 1,000 whales in the Antarctic. But they won't be without a fight on their hands. Clashes with the Sea Shepherd Conservation Group are expected. The organisation has collided with Japanese whalers for the last 6 years now. I recently spoke to Captain Paul Watson, who told me this will be the most intense campaign of the group's history in Antarctica.
A battle in one of the world's most unforgiving places. Animal activists on one side, Japanese whalers on the other, in what's become a dangerous annual showdown known as the Whale Wars.
I call what we do aggressive nonviolence, and I adhere to the same philosophy of nonviolence as Martin Luther King, who said you cannot commit an act of violence against a non-sentient object. And also one of our supporters is the Dalai Lama, and he sent us a little statue, which is right here on the bridge, called Hayagriva. And when I asked him what it meant, he says it's a symbol for the compassionate aspect of Buddha's wrath. And I asked him what that meant. He says, oh, you never want to hurt anybody, but sometimes when they cannot see enlightenment, scare the hell out of them until they do.
Captain Paul Watson flies under a pirate flag. His battles with whalers in the Southern Ocean have seen ships sunk. Here, a Japanese ship collides with a Sea Shepherd vessel. Their clashes have also resulted in charges levelled against activists and criticism over Watson's tactics. The Japanese insist their whale hunts in the Antarctic are for scientific research. They also see this as a foreign interference in a cultural tradition, and Japan has declared Watson a terrorist.
According to Japan, I'm on the blue list for Interpol, which means I'm a legal terrorist. I'm not wanted for anything. I have no criminal record. But it's got to the point these days where anybody who disagrees with anybody just simply calls them a terrorist. So I'm actually quite proud to be on that list, because China has placed the Dalai Lama on that list. And in a world where the Dalai Lama is a terrorist, I don't mind being one.
Watson claims he's winning the high seas battle, with the government-subsidised Japanese fleets dwindling in size year after year. Japan says it's a safety issue.
Well, this year we were able to drive them out of the Southern Ocean a month and a half in advance. They took only 17% of their quota, and so far I think we've driven them into debt by about $200 million. But now they're saying they're going to return because they won't surrender to Sea Shepherd. So it's all a question of pride now.
So they only come out because you're there already?
That's what they're saying, but I think one more year we'll be able to shut them down, because there's a limit to how much money the government of Japan is going to throw into the subsidization of this illegal practice.
And on the whaling issue, is there ever a case for killing a whale, do you think?
I don't think that there's any reason for whaling to exist in the 21st century. We've been destroying whales for 300–400 years now, and we practically wiped many of the species out. I think that what we're dealing with here is a very, very highly intelligent, socially complex, sentient creature, and I think that one day we'll be able to communicate with them using computers. They have a very evolved brains and a very complex communication system, and I look on the killing of whales as murder.
Japanese see it as a cultural activity, some Japanese, don't they? And you don't know anything about their culture. That's the argument.
But headhunting, cannibalism, and female circumcision, all this stuff is cultural too. I don't support any cultural justification for causing injury or death to any sentient creature.
Off the back of donations, the Sea Shepherd polices the oceans worldwide all year round. It says its mission is to save not just whales, but other marine life protected by law.
When will you stop taking your ships out?
Well, we're in business actually to put ourselves out of business. So when the governments of the world can get together to enforce international conservation law, then I don't think there will be a need for us to do what we're doing. We have all the laws, the treaties, and rules we need to protect the oceans, but we simply don't have the economic or political motivation on the part of governments to enforce them. So we need enforcement.